everyone, I'm Andrea. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome back to my channel if you are not new here, and welcome to my very first video for my brand new series, N.S.A.P, which stands for Notary Signing Agent Prep. I couldn't think of any better abbreviation, word, or phrase to come up with this new series, but let me explain to you guys what this new series is on my channel. On Wednesdays, I'm going to try to do every Wednesday, I'm going to be posting a video on how to be a successful notary signing agent. So whether that be showing you how to conduct a perfect signing, how to not make any mistakes during a signing, how to go through loan documents or the packages, etc., etc. And that's the best phrase or name that I can come up with is N.S.A.P, Notary Signing Agent Prep. If you guys can think of a better name for this series, please comment it down below. So as you guys can tell by the title, in today's video we're going to be talking about the National Notary Association Signing Agent Exam. Okay, and it's time for me to retake the exam. This notary signing agent exam is through the National Notary Association's website. I have to take it in order to be a certified notary signing agent. This exam consists of 45 questions and it is not timed at all, and I have unlimited chances, but I have to get 80% or higher to pass. Okay, on this exam it really goes over how to conduct a loan signing properly, about all the different packages, and really it just talks about the code of conduct for notary signing agents, which was created through the SPW, or the Signing Professional Work Group. Okay, I'm actually going to read on my phone now a little bit of information about the exam. Hey everyone, quick intermission. I just want to come and interrupt this video for a quick minute and tell you guys of how appreciative and grateful and thankful and blessed for all of you, and that we hit 1,000 subscribers. I cannot believe we hit 1,000 subscribers in less than 3 months. And I promise you guys, once we hit 1,000 subscribers, and we will be doing a giveaway. And right now, I'm actually going to share with you guys on what I'm going to be giving away and how to enter the giveaway. So what I'm going to be giving away is 2 Amazon gift cards to 2 different winners. The giveaway will end July 29th at 11:59 p.m. PST. So you have until July 29th to enter the giveaway. Now let's go over how you enter and the rules for the giveaway. So the very first rule is that you must be subscribed to my channel. Okay, you have to be subscribed. Rule number 2 is that you have to be following me on all of my social medias. You have to be following me on Instagram, following me or liking my Facebook page, and following me on TikTok. Now, if you don't have any of those social medias, make them. They're actually good for your notary signing agent business or your notary public business. So make those accounts and follow me on there. And then rule number 3 is that you have to comment down below your Facebook name, your Instagram name, and your TikTok username. Okay, and then once you do all that, you are automatically entered into the giveaway. And then somewhere in August, in one of my next videos in August, I will be letting you guys know who the 2 winners are for the Amazon gift cards. On how will I get in contact with the 2 winners, I will be messaging them personally on all their social medias and letting them know that they won the giveaway, and the gift cards will be e-gift cards. So I'm not going to be mailing out any gift cards. It'll either be through your email address or your phone number. Okay, so again, thank you guys so much for the 1,000 subscribers. Let's keep on growing. So keep on subscribing, keep liking my videos so it can reach out to more people and help more people. And thank you guys again so much. I wish I could hug every single last one of you guys. Okay, back to the video. Bye. I'm actually going to read on my phone now a little bit of information about the exam. Notary Signing Agent Code of Conduct. Again, I just said that the exam is really mostly about that. And it's because it's the most important things that notary signing agents have to do. Okay, not only do they have to follow their state notarial laws, but they also have to follow the Notary Signing Agent Code of Conduct. And I actually was going over the Notary Signing Agent Code of Conduct. It's actually a book that you read. I'll leave it down in the description box. It's only 30 pages. It's not that long. It goes over each code and then it goes into great detail, and I'm going to tell you what each code is in a minute. But I was reading it and it was really fascinating. There was stuff in there that I didn't even know that I couldn't do as a notary signing agent. Like, I can't. Oh, one of the things that I was like, huh? So if you accept a fee as a notary signing agent, and then you decide, no, I want more money because I had to drive a longer distance, or I want more money because I spent way over 2 hours at that signing, that is completely illegal. And you can't do that. It's written there in the Code of Conduct book that you can't do that at all. Okay? So I thought that was very interesting, because I've heard in a lot of the Notary Signing Agent Facebook groups, that a lot of people go back and ask for money after the signing took longer than expected. I've never done that because I just don't think that makes sense to do that. But I know a lot of notary signing agents in the Facebook groups that have done that. So definitely check it out. Again, it's in the description box. So, yeah, the purpose of the Notary Signing Agent Code of Conduct is to enable notary signing agents to operate according to the highest standards of practices expected of like professionals in the settlement service industries. Okay, so the whole book is based on mainly two things. Most are principles, policies, and practices that they have. The Notary Signing Agent Code of Conduct is divided into sections, like I told you guys before. The sections are called guiding principles, and there are 10 of them. The first one is qualifications. The second one is notarizations impartially, unauthorized advice or services, illegal and suspicious activities, privacy and confidentiality, fees, advertising, and professionalism, and last but not least, standards. So those are all the 10 guiding principles that the Notary Code of Conduct actually covers. Now we're going to switch gears, and we are going to go into how to purchase the exam and go take the exam. So let's switch gears and let's get right into it. Hi guys, so as you guys can tell, we switched to a screen recording so we can take the test together. As you can see on my screen, we are on the National Notary Association's website, and I'm just going to walk you guys through how to purchase the Notary Signing Agent exam. So I am renewing my exam to be a certified notary signing agent. So to renew, all I have to do is click signing agent and then renew as a signing agent. However, if I was a brand new notary public who just got commissioned, or just a notary public in general, and I want to become a signing agent, you obviously click become a signing agent. So I'm going to click renew as a signing agent. And then I'm going to just purchase the NSA background screening only. And as you guys can see, it comes with the Notary Signing Agent exam over here for $70. So I'm going to click this one. And then here it's just going to walk me through if I want to add E&O insurance. I'm going to skip this step. If I want to become a member, I'm going to skip this step. And I'm going to proceed to check out. Okay, then I'm going to check out. Renewing. Wait, commission. Mid-commission. 06/17/2025 is when my commission expires as a notary public. So as you guys can tell, they're asking me for my commission status. I'm going to just type in my card information. So here I'm reviewing my order. I am purchasing the NSA background screening only package. All right, thank you for your purchase. You should receive a confirmation email shortly to my email address. You will receive an enrollment email from the NNA. So as you guys can see here, I have the certified signing agent code of conduct. And here I have to scroll all the way down and then I accept everything. All right, notary signing agent certification exam, begin. Let's begin. Move to next or previous question. They're just showing me how to use the platform. Question number 1, select the best answer. A notary signing agent has been providing signing service with no incidents for over 10 years without having undergo a background screening. Therefore, he or she must still arrange to obtain and pass a background screening. Doesn't need to pass a background screening because he or she has been grandfathered in. Can continue work as long as she obtain a screening within the next 18 months. Ooh. I'm going to still say must still arrange to obtain and pass a background screening. But here we're going to go to references. And here, as you guys can see, as I told you in the beginning of this video, that it has where you can check your answer on the actual exam. So SPW Code of Conduct reference P1.1. Okay. P1.1. So we're going to go to 1.1, which is on page 6. 1.1. Background screening. The notary signing agent will submit a background screening of the notary signing agent identity, residence, record of state or federal criminal and convictions, in-state motor vehicle record, and to check of the notary signing agent's name, assignment, permanent, as required by rules implementing. So yeah, guys, it sounds like that is my answer. So I'm going to go with must still arrange to obtain and pass a background screening. Let's go to the next one. Select the best answer. A notary signing agent with nearly 10 years experience has reviewed and is completely familiar with all the documents in a loan package. When meeting with the borrower, the notary signing agent may now rearrange the documents into an order that best suits the specific assignment, advise the borrower how a specific document might affect their future contract, present and state the general purpose of each document and how it must be signed. I am going to say present and state the general purpose of each document and how it must be signed. Okay? Now, I want to look at A. Again, it says rearrange the documents into an order that best suits the specific assignment. Now, I know that there is a rule for you not to rearrange the documents, okay? However, I like to only put the 5 most important documents on top, and then I will go back in and put them back in the right order as I found them, okay? So, yeah, so we're just going to check our answer. So, P1.6 or P4.4. So 1.6 and 4.4. Again, we're going to look at the table of contents. 6 and 1.4. So page 6 again. 1.6. The notary signing agent will continue familiar with the clone for each assignment, but will not use this knowledge to provide unauthorized counsel or advice to signing parties. Let's go to 4.4. 4.4 is on page 11, presenting documents. So we're going to go to page 11. 4.4, presenting documents. The notary signing agent So this part here. The notary signing agent will present each closing document to a signer in conformance with a signing presentation guidelines authorized by contracting company, and by naming and stating the general purpose of the document, specifying the number of pages, and indicating where signatures, dates, or initials are to be placed. So it looks like my answer was right. Present and state the general purpose of each document and how it must be signed. Let's go to question number 3. Question number 3, why should a notary signing agent learn about all the closing documents in a loan package if they are not allowed to provide advice or counsel? Ooh. A, it is required by state regulation. B, to demonstrate by contracting companies that the notary signing agent is competent to oversee a signing appointment. Or C, they could be held liable if they incorrectly explain a document. I'm definitely gonna go and cross out C. Okay, let's go back to A. It is required by state regulations. And B, to demonstrate to contracting companies that the notary signing agent is competent to oversee a signing appointment. Now, A could be correct, but I know for every state it is different. And the question says select the best answer. So I'm actually going to go with B, and I am going to check my answers. So we're going to go to P 1.6/7. So the notary signing agent will become familiar with the closing documents for each assignment, but will not use this knowledge to provide unauthorized counsel or advice. Okay, we know that. The notary signing agent will keep informed on any technical matters, legal requirements, and other developments that affect the notary signing agent competence or responsibility in rendering signing services. So it sounds like B is the correct answer. So we're going to move on to question number 4. Select the best answer. A notary signing agent consistently follows the practices of obtaining borrower's thumbprints in his or her journal, but is commissioned in a state that does not require journal thumbprint. That is not California. Okay? Some things you do not have to get a thumbprint for general notary work in California. But in California, for all real property, for all loan documents, you must get a thumbprint in your journal. So if you are in California, make sure you know that. A borrower has complied with all other notarization requirements but objects to leaving her thumbprint in the journal. What should the notary signing agent do? Perform the notarizations? Insist on the borrower leaving a thumbprint in the journal? Refuse to perform the thumbprint? Now, I kind of want to read that question again to see because usually you don't get a thumbprint until after you perform the notarization. So if we're talking about before, so let me read that question again. A notary signing agent consistently follows the practices of obtaining borrower's thumbprint in his or her journal, but is commissioned in state that does not require journal thumbprints. Oh yeah, again, it's not required. A borrower has complied with all other notarizations requirements but objects to leave the thumbprint in the journal. So I'm just going to say insist on the borrower leaving a thumbprint in the journal just because I know as a notary signing agent, you are not allowed to deny any services. So I'm just going to say perform the notarizations. However, insist on the borrower leaving a thumbprint in the journal. B can also be the answer because that is how less fraud happens. But I don't want to argue with them. So this one is a little bit hard, but I'm just going to say perform the notarizations, and then I'm going to check my answer. SPW Code of Conduct reference P2.12. So 2.12. undue cause for refusal. The notary signing agent will not refuse to perform a notarial act solely because a signer refused to comply with a practice that is not legal requirement for notarizations. Like I said, you can't really refuse. I'm on fire with these questions, guys. I mean, I have been a notary signing agent for over a year now. So anyway, select the best answer. The notarial evidence form is completed by the notarial evidence form. I believe that is the form where a notary signing agent has to put the signer's information and then the notary signing agent's information. And sometimes they ask for a stamp on that paper. I guess the form is called notarial evidence form, but in my personal knowledge, I don't think there's a title at all on the top of the document. I'm going to have to recheck. However, in California, you are not allowed to stamp that paper. In California, you are not allowed to stamp any pages that does not have an acknowledgement or a jurat or any kind of certificate. You must be only notarizing. You cannot place your stamp on anything else. So, going back to the question. The notarial evidence form is completed by the closing agent but kept by the notary signing agent, the borrower, and kept by the notary signing agent as a record. The notary signing agent is returned to the contracting company. I'm going to put C and we're going to check our answer. P2.7. I don't know why I keep clicking that when I could just go here. Notarial evidence form. The notary signing agent will complete and promptly return a notarial evidence form for each assignment when requested or required by lender, title company, closing, or contracting companies. So again, it's completed by the notary signing agent. So we have that here. Next, notarial certificates on loan documents may be completed before the signing appointment. Must be completed in the presence of the borrower, can be pre or post dated if needed. I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. I know the answer to this. The answer is must be completed in the presence of the borrower. But me, I complete the county on my certificate. I fill that out. And I also complete the date and the signer's name if I'm attaching one. They're already completed if like the title, the escrow company has already entered their name on that, so that's fine. The date is never entered because signings happen, the dates change, whatever. However, I do it to save time, but I know you're not supposed to. So let's check our answer, 2.10. The notary signing agent will complete the notarial act of all closings and journal entries for the notarizations in the presence of the signer at the appointment when the documents are signed. See? Okay. Next. Select the best answer. During a signing appointment, a borrower asks the notary signing agent if his loan rate is competitive. How should the notary signing agent respond? A. Check the internet for other competitive rates in order to provide the answer. B. Honestly share that the notary signing agent's experience is too limited to answer the question. C. Explain to the borrower that a notary signing agent is not permitted to discuss loan rates. I want you guys to answer that question. I already know the answer to it, so I'm going to give you guys 5 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds, to figure out what do you think that answer is. If you said C, you are correct. Now we're going to check our answers. P4.4. Presentation of documents. The notary signing agent will present each closing document to a signer in conference with the signing president guidelines authorized by the contracted company and by naming and stating the general purpose of the document, specifying the number of pages indicated where signature dates. Okay, that actually did not tell me the answer. Did I P4 point. That didn't really answer my question. However, let me guys tell you, I've read the whole SPW Code of Conduct book, okay, all 30 pages. It specifies the number one rule for notary signing agents. If you can remember any rule as a notary signing agent, this is the number one rule. You are not allowed at all to give any opinion, any advice on anything regarding the borrower's loan documents or real property documents. You cannot tell them whether or not their interest rate is good. You cannot tell them whether or not their loan amount is good. You cannot say anything about their loan or real property documents. Okay? You are not to give advice. You are only there to read exactly what's on the paper. So if they ask, what is my interest rate? Absolutely. You can flip to the page that has the interest rate. There are a lot of pages, like there's the note, there's the closing disclosure that will have it, the interest rate, and you can point to it, okay, and say, this is your interest rate. But you are not allowed to tell them, oh, wow, that's a really good interest rate. Oh, my God, that interest rate is so high. That is not allowed as a notary signing agent. If you do that, you are asking for a lawsuit. You will possibly be sued. You will possibly lose not only your notary public commission, but your notary signing agent certification. So please, again, no advice. Do not discuss it at all. Okay? So, C. Question number 8. A notary signing agent regularly records all notarial acts performed at a closing in a journal. This is considered a practice prohibited by the Code of Conduct, a practice required by the Code of Conduct, a practice prohibited by federal law. Sorry, guys, I'm tired. I obviously cannot read right now. You guys can help read with me on the screen. But if you guys remember a couple of questions before, it said that in not all states is required or something along those lines that a state has to write everything in their journal. However, since I've read the whole book of Code of Conduct, the SPW Code of Conduct, I know that it's the best practice, okay, required by the Code of Conduct, but it's not prohibited by it. Okay, so we're going to do B. I'm going to say B. And we're going to look at 2.6. The notary signing agent will record each notarial act performed or closing in a journal, even if not required by law. So again, required. Now, as you guys can see so far, that this exam is literally just about the SP and W. I'm pretty sure later on in the exam we're going to go over loan document questions, but it's really about the SPW Code of Conduct. Okay, so that's why I told you guys, it's like, read the book. A borrower expresses a reluctance to continue signing documents. The notary signing agent may. So when I read this question, I have my notary public hat on and I have my notary signing agent hat on. So A, let's read the answers. A, recommend that the borrower contacts the loaner representative immediately before signing any more documents. B, suggest that the borrower continue signing the documents because there's a 3-day recession option. C, recommend that the borrower signs documents now and then cancel the loans within 3 days if the borrower is still not comfortable. I'm going to say the answer is A. Remember, as a notary signing agent, job is to be an impartial witness in making sure people are signing under their free will. Okay? So if I notice that a borrower is confused, or if I notice that a borrower seems reluctant I would definitely suggest that we stop the signing and that they contacted their lender. And that's actually happened to me a few times. Okay, so we're going to check our answer. P3.5. Appearance of partiality. The notary signing agent will refrain from performing signing services in any transactions that would raise the appearance of or the potential for a conflict of interest. Exactly. You don't want to get yourself involved in anything, so recommend that the borrower contacts the lender representative immediately. So next, number 10. A borrower expresses concerns that once he signs all the documents, he will be stuck with a second mortgage. A good response by a notary signing agent could be to recommend that the borrower signs the documents now and then cancel the loan within 3 days if the borrower is still concerned. B. Suggest the borrower stop, take a few days to reconsider, and then reconvene once the borrower feels more comfortable. C. Recommend the borrower contacts his lender rep and provide the phone number. So I'm going to say C. C. Recommend that the borrower contacts his lender representative and provides the phone number. Okay, this one is also a tricky one to me. I'm not going to choose A, but B and C. Suggest the borrower stops, take a few days to reconsider. The reason why I'm thinking B is because that is an answer, but I noticed that it's missing to contact the lender because I'm not supposed to be giving a signer any advice, such as stopping. So I am going to stick with C, but let's check our answer. P3.7. Exercise of rescission option. The notary signing agent will not recommend the borrower proceed with the signing of any closing documents on the ground that the rescission option provides 3 days to thoroughly read loan documents, ask questions of the lender, and decide whether to consummate the transaction, but will recommend that the borrower contacts the lender immediately before signing the documents. So it's definitely not A because it says a borrower proceeds with the signing of any closing documents on the ground that the rescission option provides 3 business days to thoroughly read the loan documents. But will recommend that the borrower contacts the lender. So I'm definitely going to stick with C. 11. Explaining to a borrower the fees that make up the annual percentage rate of a borrower loan is encouraged in order to provide superior customer service to the borrower. B. Prohibited under all circumstances, regardless of the notary signing agent level of expertise. C. Permissible if the notary signing agent has the breakdown of the fees. Explaining to a borrower that the fees that make up the annual percentage rate of a borrower loan is. I'm going to say C, that it is allowed if the notary signing agent has the breakdown of the fees, because I'm just reading off of what's on the paper. Okay. However, again, encouraged in order to provide superior customer service to the borrower. Prohibited under all circumstances, regardless of the notary signing agent level of expertise. That also might be B, but let's check our answer. P4.2. Role and limitations. The notary signing agent will clearly explain to the signing parties that the notary signing agent is solely responsible for providing signing service connected with the transactions and cannot answer specific questions about the transaction or the legal effect of the closing documents. That really didn't give me the answer, kinda. So I am going to change my answer to prohibited under all circumstances, regardless of the notary signing agent level of expertise, simply because it says is solely responsible for providing signing service connected with the transaction and cannot answer specific questions about the transaction or the legal effect of the closing documents. Explain to a borrower that the fees that make up the NNA. That one's hard. I'm still going to stick with C, but I'm going to go with B just by reading that answer. And we'll see at the end if we got that one wrong. Okay, 12. A borrower questions the amount of the notary signing agent fee. I wonder if that's ever happened to any notary signing agents. I'm going to ask my friends. I'm actually going to put a poll on Facebook because I'm actually curious now in the signing agent Facebook groups. Sorry. Let's read question 12 again. A borrower questions the amount of the notary/signing fee appearing on the settlement statement. The notary signing agent should offer to call the closing agent to explain the fee, explain to the borrower that the fee is split between the notary and the contracting company, explain that the notary signing agent isn't responsible for the amount of the fee appearing on the settlement statement. This one's hard. I know that I don't think I'm allowed to let them know that it's split with, like, if I was doing it with the signing service, I don't think I'm allowed to do that. And that's not always the case that it's coming from a signing service. So I'm actually going to ignore B. Offer to call the closing agent to explain the fee, which that sounds like the right answer. But then C, explain that the notary signing agent isn't responsible for the amount of the fee appearing on the settlement statement. I'm going to go with A, but let's check our answer. 4.6. Settlement fees. The notary signing agent may identify and provide a general description of a fee or charge appearing on a sired HDU1 closing disclosure or other closing document as applicable, but may not explain, interpret, or provide legal advice about the fee. Provide a general description of the fee. I'm going to click C because that sounds more like the answer. All right, once we get to question 20, I'm just going to speed through it because at that point we have already done 20 questions and then you guys just going to watch me take the exam. Question 13. The best way to address a borrower's questions that the notary signing agent is not allowed to answer is to arrange to have the contracting company on the phone to answer the question as they come up. Halt the signing until the borrower gets the answers he or she wants. Make a list of questions to ask the contracting company before the end of the signing. Usually, if a borrower has a question, obviously you want to stop the signing and answer the question. But to me, it's like all three of these answers are right. I'm going to say arrange to have the contracting company on the phone to answer the questions as they come up. Let's look. 4.3. Response to questions. The notary signing agent may respond to a signer's specific question by directing the individual to read the provisions in the critical or other closing documents identified by the notary signing agent that may answer the questions, or by referring the individual to the lender representative or closing agent associated with the transaction. Yeah, I'm going to still go with A. 14. Select the best answer. One of the parties at a signing appointment asks a question regarding their first payment due. How should the notary signing agent respond? A. Read the section of the appropriate document out loud to all the attendees to check for understanding. B. Direct the parties to read the information in the appropriate document. Offer a brief explanation of the information and section of the document it comes from. So again, one of the parties at the signing appointment asks a question regarding their first payment due. How should the notary signing agent respond? Read that section of the appropriate document out loud to all the entities to check for understanding. Direct the parties to read the information in the appropriate document. This one's hard again and tricky because I think all three answers are correct. Okay, read the section of the appropriate document out loud to all the attendees to check for understanding. So let me tell you guys actually how I do it. I have the paper on the table and I make sure all the signers are sitting close together around me so I could show them all the documents at once, okay? Or sitting in a row in front of me and I'm sitting here, right? And I put the paper on the table and I read out loud backwards. Okay, yes, I can read backwards. And I point to it so they're following along as I'm reading it. I would say A and B seems like the best, one of the two of the best answers. Read that section of the appropriate document out loud to all the attendees to check for understanding. Direct the parties to read that information in the appropriate document. But I feel like the answer is going to be B. So I'm going to click B, but let's check. 4.3. Response to questions. The notary signing agent may respond to a signer-specific question by directing the individual to read the provisions in the critical or other closing documents. We just read that, so I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it kind of answered my question, is to direct the parties to read it. Good. Okay, 15. A borrower asks the notary signing agent for the contact information for their closing agent and their lender's representative. The notary signing agent should respond by A. Explaining to the borrower that he is not permitted to provide that information. First of all, why does it say he? I'm a notary signing agent and I identify as a woman and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. Why does it say he? Explaining to the borrower that he is not, it should say they or he/she. But that's a first world problem. Let's move on. B. Providing the borrower with the information for both contacts. C. Offering the borrower the closing agent's information only. I'm going to say providing the borrower with the information of both contracts. That just seems like contacts, not contracts. Let's go to 4.10 to check. Oh, let's click our answer first. Disclosure of contact sources. The notary signing agent will provide the borrower with the contact information of the lender's representative and the closing agent, who may answer questions about the loan and explain the terms of the loan or any closing document presented to the borrower. Now, I'm going to test you guys. I want you guys to comment down below. Where do you think I can get the lender's contact information and the closing agent contact information? Okay, so comment the answer down below in the comment section. So our answer to B was correct. 16. A notary signing agent is asked to describe several of the loan terms at a signing appointment. The notary signing agent may A. Offer information based on the notary signing agent experience. B. Provide only a general description of the loan term and indicate where in the documents the information may be found. Explain the terms of the borrower's loan. That one's also a hard one because as a notary signing agent, you are allowed to say, what does this mean? What does that mean? That is your job. You're supposed to be able to answer the question if a borrower asks what, like if a borrower asks, I'm trying to think of a question that they might ask. What does my prepaid interest mean? Or what is my settlement statement? What does that mean? What does my grant deed mean? What does that mean? Right? However, you're not supposed to be providing any legal advice, and sometimes that can be tricky and be counted for providing legal advice. So, A, no, offering information based on the notary signing agent's experience. We're going to get rid of that one. B, provide only a general description of the loan term and indicate where in the document the information may be found. B, explain the terms of the borrower loan. That's not my job. That's not a notary signing agent's job, so we're not going to choose that one. But let's check our answer, 4.5. Loan terms. The notary signing agent may identify and provide a general description of a loan or the payment amount, interest rate, annual percentage rate, finance charge, payment schedule, assumption, option, prepayment penalty, or any other loan terms to a borrower in the closing document, but may not explain, interpret, or provide legal advice about the loan term. So you can provide a general description of those following things. So I'm going to stick with B. 17. If during the signing appointment the borrower divulges that the property being financed is an investment property, while the loan papers indicate it is for a primary residence, the notary signing agent should. This has happened to me several times. And this is actually something that is illegal in California. I don't know in other states, but if you tell your loan officer that the property that you are buying is simply for you to be your primary residence, but it's not, it is for your investment, it's an investment property, you can get in a lot of trouble as the borrower, not as the notary signing agent. To me, I'm like, it's not my business. It's not my business, but I am a notary signing agent and I do have to abide by my code of conduct. So let's go through these answers. A, complete the signing agent appointment and inform the closing agent afterwards. B, explain that the closing agent for the transaction needs to be contacted before resuming the signing. C, immediately halt the signing and return documents to the lender. I'm going to say B. Explain that the closing agent for the transaction needs to be contacted before resuming the signing. But let's check our answer. P5. It just says 5. So I'm assuming it's this. Notary signing will not perform any illegal, deceptive, or harmful acts in connection with a signing assignment and report any suspicious activity to the notary signing agent contracting company. So again, like I said, it's not my business. But by law, it's actually illegal and I need to contact someone. So we're going to click B. Next, 18. Select the best answer. The notary signing agent has commenced a loan signing with a borrower and the borrower's mortgage broker. The mortgage broker asked to speak in private with the borrower for a few minutes. The notary signing agent returns to find the mortgage broker alone and all the documents signed. The notary signing agent should. Okay. First rule, as a notary signing agent. Those documents that you printed or that you got from an escrow officer or a loan officer are your documents and it's your responsibility to what happens. It is your responsibility and your fault to whatever happens to that document, those documents, from the point where you print them out and you have them in your hand, or the loan officer or escrow officer hands them to you. Okay? So from the time you get them all the way to the end of the signing and you have to drop them off, or you have to go mail them to FedEx or UPS, they're your responsibility. You should never ever leave documents alone with other people. Do not leave them with your family members. Do not leave them with even the borrowers or signers. Okay? You keep them. So A, take the loan package and call the closing agent for the transaction to report the incident. B, leave the complete loan package with the mortgage broker who says, I will handle the package from here. C, thank the mortgage broker for expediting the process and take the loan package for mailing. Sorry, my thing is blocking it, but I'm pretty sure it says for mailing. I'm going to say take the loan package and call the closing agent for the transaction to report the incident, because that is an incident. Again, as a notary signing agent, your job is to witness a signature. Okay? If you didn't, in this case, the notary signing agent did not witness any documents being signed because they spoke in private. So let's check our answer. P5 again. Will not perform any illegal, deceptive, or harmful acts in the connection with a signing assignment and will report any suspicious activity. So let's move on. We're almost to question 20. Select the best answer. If the mortgage/deed of trust contains the phrase "See Exhibit A" in the section of the document containing the property's legal description, the Exhibit A must be present. The Exhibit A must be notarized. The Exhibit A may be added to the documents before it is recorded. Ooh, I love how now we are getting more into the documents, okay? And I do see the Exhibit A document a lot, definitely after the deed, okay? It's literally a paper that you look at that you would just like move it to the pile. Like, you don't really look at it. It's literally a brief description about the property. But everything must be present. If the document says, see this, it has to be it has to be present. So I'm going to say A, the Exhibit A must be present. It does not have to be notarized, okay? It would usually have a certificate there if it did have to be notarized. I'm not sure how that works in other states, but definitely in California, I don't see that at all. Or C is interesting. The Exhibit A may be added to the document before it is recorded. Again, we've read this several times. So, moving on. 20. Select the best answer. So again, guys, this is the last question we are going to go over, and then I am just going to tell you guys some tips that I have. Okay? So, ACME, someone comment down below how you pronounce that, because I don't even know. Okay. ACME Direct Funding Loans Package contains an additional acknowledged certificate with instructions for the notary signing agent to sign and affix a seal impression and return the certificate with the completed documents. Which of the following is the best course of action for the agent to take? A. Sign, seal, and return the additional certificate as requested. B. Refuse to sign and seal the additional certificate. C. Sign, seal, and photocopy the additional certificate before returning it as requested. So, again, as a notary signing agent, the number one rule, and as a notary public, the signer must be present, okay? And you may not sign or notarize or stamp any additional certificates. Okay, there's one certificate to that one page, unless it's with multiple signers. Okay, so I'm going to say refuse to sign and seal the additional certificate. Okay, again, 5. That's illegal, so we're going to stick with that. Okay, guys. So those are all the questions that we are going to go over. Let's switch gears again and let's just talk about the exam a little bit, okay? So, taking that exam wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. And now I'm going to give you guys, after taking the exam, I'm actually going to give you guys 3 study tips on how to pass the exam. The first tip is to purchase a course that will teach you how to be a loan signing agent. I know there are a lot of notary signing agents that think that they can just purchase the materials on the National Notary Association's website, or they can learn from another notary signing agent or escrow officer or whoever, and that is the case. You can do that, but I feel like if you want to be a successful and great notary signing agent right in the beginning, I would definitely say purchase a course. I purchased the Loan Signing System by Mark Wills, and I love everything about it. I love him as a mentor and a teacher. I actually have a review on the Loan Signing System, and I talk about what's in the course. I'll leave a link to that video down in the description box. The second tip that I would give is study the Notary Signing Agent Code of Conduct, okay? As you guys can see, most of the questions on the exam were about the Code of Conduct. It actually literally gave you a link to press to go straight to the answer of the question, okay? And not least is to take practice exams, okay? There are tons on Quizlet, and I will list some down in the description box that I love. When I studied, I love to practice with, okay? And that's really it for this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and like this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.